11 Sacred Laws that Govern the Flow of Prosperity. Florence Scovel Shinn. Within the infinite mind of the Creator lies a divine blueprint, a sacred design that governs all manifestation in the material realm. This blueprint operates through immutable spiritual laws that Florence Scovel Shinn revealed to humanity through her profound understanding of metaphysical truth. These 11 sacred laws are not mere suggestions or philosophical concepts. They are the very foundations upon which all prosperity flows into human experience. When you align with these laws, you become a magnet for abundance. When you resist them, you create the very lack you seek to avoid. The first revelation that must penetrate your consciousness is this: prosperity is your divine birthright. It is not something you must earn through struggle or merit through suffering. The universe is abundant by nature, and you are an expression of that universe. Every flower that blooms, every star that shines, every breath you take is proof of the limitless supply that surrounds you. Yet how many souls walk through life believing in scarcity, speaking words of limitation, and wondering why abundance eludes them? The answer lies not in external circumstances, but in the alignment of consciousness with divine law. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that man is made in God's image and likeness, and is given power and dominion over all created things. This power and dominion extend to every area of your life, including your financial well-being. The moment you truly comprehend this truth, you begin to operate from a place of spiritual authority rather than human limitation. You cease to be a victim of circumstances and become the conscious creator of your reality. Consider the difference between a person who approaches life from scarcity consciousness and one who operates from abundance consciousness. The scarcity-minded individual sees lack everywhere, speaks of hard times, and unconsciously repels the very prosperity they desire. Their subconscious mind, filled with images of limitation, creates experiences that match those images. Conversely, the abundance-conscious person recognizes divine supply as their source, speaks words of gratitude and expectation, and magnetizes prosperity through their elevated state of consciousness. The sacred laws operate with mathematical precision. They are not influenced by your personal opinion, your past failures, or your current circumstances. They respond to the vibration you emit through your thoughts, words, and beliefs. When you understand that you are a broadcasting station, constantly sending out signals to the universe, you begin to take responsibility for what you are attracting into your experience. Every word you speak is a decree. Every thought you think is a prayer. Every belief you hold is a magnet drawing its corresponding experience. As we embark on this journey together, prepare to have your consciousness expanded and your understanding deepened. The 11 sacred laws that govern prosperity are about to be revealed to you, not as abstract concepts, but as living principles that you can immediately apply to transform your financial reality. These laws have worked for countless individuals throughout history, and they will work for you when you apply them with faith, understanding, and persistent practice. The universe is waiting to pour out its abundance upon you. The only question is, are you ready to receive? The first sacred law that governs the flow of prosperity is the law of divine supply. This law declares that there is an infinite source of all good, and this source is forever seeking expression through conscious beings who recognize and align with it. Florence Scovel Shinn reminded us that God is the giver and the gift. Therefore, the giver and receiver are one. This profound truth dissolves the illusion of separation between you and your supply, revealing that abundance is not something outside of you that you must attract, but something within you that you must recognize and allow to flow. The recognition of divine supply begins with understanding your true identity. You are not merely a human being struggling to make ends meet. You are a spiritual being, created in the image and likeness of infinite abundance, temporarily expressing through a physical form. When this recognition takes root in your consciousness, it transforms every aspect of your relationship with prosperity. No longer do you see yourself as dependent upon external sources for your well-being. Instead, You understand that you are connected to the inexhaustible source of all supply. This law operates through what Shinn called the law of recognition. What you recognize and acknowledge in your experience expands and multiplies. If you recognize lack, limitation, and struggle, these conditions proliferate in your life. If you recognize abundance, divine supply, and infinite possibilities, these become your lived reality. The universe mirrors back to you exactly what you consistently acknowledge and expect. Many individuals remain trapped in financial limitation because they have trained their minds to recognize scarcity rather than supply. They notice what they lack instead of what they have. They speak of bills to pay rather than resources available. They focus on the economy's challenges rather than the opportunities that surround them. This habitual recognition of limitation creates a vibrational frequency that repels prosperity and magnetizes more of what they don't want. The transformation begins when you consciously redirect your recognition toward divine supply. Start each day by acknowledging the abundance that already exists in your life. Recognize the gift of life itself, the miracle of consciousness, the blessing of each breath. Acknowledge the countless resources available to you, the opportunities that surround you, the infinite potential that lies within you. As you make this shift in recognition, you begin to vibrate at the frequency of abundance, and the universe responds by delivering experiences that match this elevated vibration. Florence Scovel Shinn gave us powerful affirmations to anchor this recognition in consciousness. My supply comes from God and now appears in perfect ways. I have a rich Father, and I am His beloved child, and He supplies my every need according to His riches and glory. These declarations, when repeated with feeling and conviction, program the subconscious mind with the truth of divine supply and activate the magnetic power of recognition. The practical application of this law requires vigilance over your thoughts and words. Every time you catch yourself thinking or speaking from limitation, immediately redirect your attention to divine supply. Instead of saying, "I can't afford it," declare, "My divine supply provides for all my needs and desires." Instead of worrying about money, affirm, "God is my unfailing supply, and large sums of money come to me quickly and easily for my highest good." This consistent practice of recognition transforms your consciousness and aligns you with the flow of prosperity. Remember, the law of divine supply is not affected by external circumstances. Economic conditions, job markets, and financial systems are all appearances in the world of effects. Your supply comes from the realm of causes, from the infinite source that created the universe and sustains all life. When you truly recognize this truth and live from it, you become independent of external conditions and dependent only upon the unfailing source of all good. The second sacred law governing prosperity is the law of vibration, which works in harmony with the laws of circulation and magnetic attraction to create an unstoppable flow of abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that everything in the universe is in constant motion, vibrating at specific frequencies that determine the nature of our experiences. Your vibrational frequency is determined by the sum total of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and spoken words. This frequency acts as a magnetic force, drawing to you experiences, people, and circumstances that match your predominant vibration. When you vibrate at the frequency of prosperity consciousness, you become a magnet for abundant experiences. Your thoughts become focused on possibility rather than limitation. Your emotions align with gratitude and expectation rather than fear and worry. Your words carry the power of divine decree rather than the weakness of human complaint. This elevated vibration sends out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive the good that belongs to you. The law of circulation works in perfect harmony with vibration to ensure that energy never becomes stagnant. Shinn taught us that what man gives he receives, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not merely a moral principle, but a fundamental law of energy exchange. Money, like all forms of energy, must flow to maintain its vitality and power. When you hoard from fear, you stop the circulation and create stagnation. When you give with love and wisdom, You set in motion a divine circulation that returns to you multiplied. Many people unknowingly violate the law of circulation by holding on to money out of fear of lack. They squeeze every dollar, reluctant to spend even on necessities, believing that hoarding will provide security. This fearful approach creates the very shortage they're trying to avoid. Their vibration of fear and scarcity magnetizes experiences of limitation and blocks the natural flow of supply. The universe cannot pour new abundance into a consciousness that is already clutching what it has in fear. The wise application of circulation requires discernment between fearful hoarding and prudent stewardship. True prosperity consciousness includes the wisdom to save, invest, and plan for the future while maintaining complete trust in divine supply. You give generously where you feel guided to give, not from obligation or manipulation, but from joy and divine inspiration. You spend wisely on things that add value to your life and the lives of others, knowing that as you circulate wealth consciously, it multiplies and returns to you in greater measure. The law of magnetic attraction operates through your vibrational frequency to draw corresponding experiences into your life. This law is impersonal and precise, responding not to your surface desires, but to your deep-seated beliefs and emotional patterns. If you vibrate with unworthiness, you attract situations that confirm your lack of worth. If you vibrate with abundance consciousness, you magnetize prosperous opportunities and abundant experiences. Florence Scovel Shinn provided us with powerful techniques to raise our vibration and align with these laws. She taught the practice of blessing your enemies, which means sending love and good thoughts to those who seem to oppose or frustrate you. This practice immediately elevates your vibration and prevents lower frequencies from entering your consciousness. She also emphasized the power of acting as if your good had already manifested, which aligns your vibration with the reality you desire to create. Practical application of these laws requires moment-by-moment awareness of your internal state. Are you vibrating with faith or fear? Are you circulating energy with joy or hoarding from scarcity? Are you magnetizing good through elevated thoughts and feelings or attracting chaos through worry and doubt? Every moment offers an opportunity to choose the vibration that will determine your next experience. Choose consciously, choose powerfully, and watch as the universe rearranges itself to match your elevated frequency. The fourth, fifth, and sixth sacred laws form a powerful trinity that governs the manifestation process: the laws of faith, spoken word, and divine timing. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed that faith is not mere belief, but a dynamic force that bridges the invisible realm of infinite possibility with the visible world of material manifestation. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. It is the creative power that transforms mental images into physical reality. True faith operates independently of circumstances. It sees beyond current conditions to the divine reality that exists in the eternal now. When you operate from authentic faith, you do not need proof before believing. You believe first, and the proof follows. This reversal of typical human thinking aligns you with the creative process of the universe itself, which creates through the power of the word, backed by unshakable faith. The law of the spoken word works in perfect conjunction with faith to manifest your divine desires. Shinn taught us that your word is your wand, filled with magic and power. Every word you speak carries creative force. When your words are aligned with divine truth and spoken from a state of faith, they become decrees that command the universe to rearrange itself according to your declaration. This is why Jesus said, "Whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith." The power of the spoken word is not dependent upon volume or dramatic delivery. It depends upon the consciousness behind the words and the faith that speaks through them. A whispered affirmation spoken from absolute conviction carries more creative power than a shouted declaration filled with doubt. The universe responds to the vibrational quality of your words, not their audible intensity. Many souls remain trapped in limitation because they unconsciously use their creative word, power, against themselves. They speak of their problems instead of their solutions. They declare their fears instead of their faith. They describe their lack instead of their abundance. Every negative declaration becomes a creative command that the universe must fulfill, for the law of the spoken word is impersonal and responds to whatever you consistently affirm. The transformation begins when you take conscious control of your spoken words. Begin each day with powerful declarations that align with your highest vision. I am divinely guided in all my ways. Perfect right action is taking place in my life. I have wonderful work in a wonderful way, and I give wonderful service for wonderful pay. These affirmations, drawn directly from Shinn's teachings, reprogram your subconscious mind and send out powerful creative vibrations that manifest corresponding experiences. The law of divine timing ensures that your good manifests at the perfect moment for your highest benefit. This law often challenges human impatience and the desire for instant gratification. Divine timing considers factors invisible to human perception, orchestrating people, circumstances, and opportunities in perfect harmony to deliver your demonstration when you are truly ready to receive it. Premature manifestation might actually be detrimental to your spiritual growth or ultimate good. Trust in divine timing eliminates the anxiety and frustration that often accompany the manifestation process. Instead of demanding that your good appear according to your schedule, you release your desires to infinite wisdom, knowing that right action is taking place even when you cannot see evidence of progress. This release paradoxically accelerates the manifestation process, for resistance and impatience create blocks that delay your demonstration. The practical application of these three laws requires daily discipline and conscious choice. Use your words as tools of creation, speaking only that which you desire to experience. Exercise faith by acting as if your good is already assured, making decisions from your desired reality rather than current circumstances. Trust divine timing by maintaining peace and expectancy regardless of apparent delays. When these three laws work together through your consciousness, they create an irresistible force that brings forth the prosperity that belongs to you. The 7th, 8th, and 9th sacred laws reveal the interconnected nature of giving and receiving that governs all prosperity, the laws of karma, gratitude, and service. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that we live in a universe of perfect justice where every action generates a corresponding reaction. Every gift creates a return, and every service rendered establishes the right to receive abundance in return. These laws work together to create the divine economy that ensures no good deed goes unrewarded and no loving service lacks compensation. The law of karma, often misunderstood as punishment for past wrongs, is actually the perfect mechanism of divine justice that ensures you receive exactly what you give out in consciousness and action. Shinn taught us that what man sends out comes back to him with usury. This return is not necessarily in the same form as what was given, but always in equivalent value according to divine intelligence. When you send out love, you receive love. When you give generously, you receive abundance. When you serve with joy, you are served by life itself. Understanding karma as divine justice rather than cosmic punishment transforms your relationship with this law. Instead of fearing past mistakes, you focus on creating positive karma through present choices. Every moment offers an opportunity to plant seeds of good that will bloom into future abundance. Every act of kindness, every generous thought, every loving word becomes an investment in your divine account that pays dividends throughout eternity. The law of gratitude amplifies all other prosperity laws by aligning your consciousness with appreciation for what you have already received. Gratitude is not merely a nice sentiment, but a powerful creative force that multiplies whatever you acknowledge and appreciate. When you are genuinely grateful for present blessings, you vibrate at the frequency of abundance, which magnetizes more reasons to be grateful. Conversely, when you focus on what you lack, you vibrate at the frequency of scarcity, which creates more experiences of shortage. Shinn revealed that gratitude should be extended not only to obvious blessings, but to every experience that serves your highest good. This includes challenges that develop your character, obstacles that redirect you toward better opportunities, and even apparent failures that teach valuable lessons. When you can sincerely say, "I give thanks for this perfect outcome to every situation," you align with divine wisdom and activate the transformative power of appreciation. The practice of gratitude extends beyond mental acknowledgement to become a living vibration that permeates your entire being. True gratitude feels warm, expansive, and energizing. It opens your heart, elevates your thoughts, and creates a magnetic field that attracts more good into your life. Begin each day by listing specific blessings, not as a mechanical exercise, but as a genuine celebration of divine goodness expressing through your experience. The law of service reveals that true prosperity flows to those who use their gifts, talents, and resources to benefit others. This law operates on the principle that the universe supports those who support life itself. When you serve others with love, skill, and dedication, you become a channel for divine abundance that seeks to bless the world through willing instruments. The more valuable your service, the greater the compensation you receive. Service that generates prosperity must be genuine rather than manipulative. It springs from love rather than greed, from desire to contribute rather than merely to gain. When you truly care about the welfare of those you serve, your service becomes infused with a quality that people can feel and appreciate. This authentic caring creates loyalty, referrals, and opportunities that purely self-interested service never generates. Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized that everyone has unique gifts that the world needs. Your prosperity lies not in imitating others, but in discovering and developing your own divine talents. When you find work that allows you to express your natural abilities in service to others, you tap into an unlimited supply of energy and enthusiasm that makes success inevitable. The universe conspires to support work that combines personal fulfillment with genuine service to others. The integration of these three laws creates an upward spiral of ever-increasing prosperity. As you serve with love, you generate positive karma that returns as abundance. As you express gratitude for this abundance, you magnetize even more reasons to be thankful. As you use increased resources to serve at higher levels, you create even more positive karma. This divine cycle continues to expand, creating prosperity that blesses not only you, but everyone whose life you touch. The final sacred laws that govern prosperity bring us to the culmination of spiritual understanding, the laws of demonstration and perfect completion. These 11th and ultimate principles reveal how divine ideas manifest into physical form, and why every spiritual endeavor reaches perfect fulfillment when approached with right understanding and unwavering faith. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that demonstration is the process by which invisible spiritual principles become visible material experiences, while perfect completion ensures that every divine pattern fulfills itself entirely when we align with spiritual law. The law of demonstration operates through what Shinn called definite leads and perfect final outcomes. A demonstration is not merely getting what you want. It is the materialization of divine will expressing through your individual consciousness. True demonstration always serves your highest good and the good of all concerned, even when the outcome differs from your original expectations. This law ensures that when you align with spiritual principles and trust divine wisdom, you always receive what is best for your spiritual evolution and material well-being. Understanding demonstration requires releasing attachment to specific forms while maintaining faith in divine substance. You may desire a particular job, relationship, or amount of money, but the law of demonstration may deliver something even better than what you originally envisioned. The key is to remain open to divine surprises while maintaining clear intention about the quality of experience you desire. Ask for the best position rather than a specific job, for the perfect relationship rather than a particular person, for abundant supply rather than exact amounts. The demonstration process follows a predictable pattern that Shinn observed in countless cases. First comes the initial inspiration or desire, which is actually divine intelligence planting a seed of possibility in your consciousness. Next comes the period of preparation, during which you develop the consciousness and skills necessary to receive your good. This is followed by the testing period, when your faith may be challenged by apparent obstacles or delays. Finally comes the demonstration itself, often in unexpected ways that reveal divine wisdom was orchestrating perfect outcomes all along. Many sincere students of spiritual law become discouraged during the testing period, interpreting challenges as evidence that their prayers are not being answered. Shinn revealed that these apparent obstacles are actually part of the demonstration process, clearing away everything unlike your desired good and preparing perfect conditions for your breakthrough. The testing period is when your faith is refined and your consciousness is prepared to receive and maintain greater abundance. The law of perfect completion ensures that every spiritual principle, when properly applied, reaches its full expression and perfect fulfillment. This law reveals why half-hearted efforts produce incomplete results, while wholehearted commitment to spiritual principles creates complete transformation. Perfect completion operates through divine intelligence, which knows exactly how to bring every spiritual endeavor to its highest possible outcome. This law requires understanding that divine patterns are always perfect and complete, lacking nothing necessary for total fulfillment. When you align with these patterns through faith, right thinking, and constructive action, the pattern must complete itself through your experience. This completion may take time from human perspective, but from spiritual viewpoint, it is already accomplished in the eternal now. Your faith and patience allow this eternal completion to manifest in temporal experience. The practical application of these final laws requires surrendering personal will to divine will while maintaining active faith in perfect outcomes. This surrender is not passive resignation, but dynamic collaboration with infinite intelligence. You do your part through prayer, affirmation, constructive thinking, and inspired action, while trusting divine wisdom to handle all details beyond your understanding or control. Florence Scovel Shinn gave us the perfect prayer for demonstration. I give thanks that this prayer is answered in the perfect way, giving perfect satisfaction to all concerned. For thy will is my will, and my will is thy will, and there is no separation. This prayer acknowledges divine perfection while maintaining human participation in the manifestation process. As you integrate all 11 sacred laws into your consciousness and daily practice, you become a master of spiritual principles rather than a victim of material circumstances. You understand that prosperity is not about accumulating wealth, but about expressing your divine nature through material means. You realize that abundance is your natural state, and that lack exists only where spiritual law has been forgotten or misapplied. The journey of prosperity consciousness never ends, for divine abundance has no limits, and spiritual growth continues eternally. Each demonstration prepares you for greater service, each completion opens doorways to expanded possibilities, and each triumph of faith establishes your consciousness more firmly in spiritual truth. You have learned the sacred laws that govern all prosperity. Now apply them with wisdom, faith, and love, and watch as your life becomes a continuous demonstration of divine abundance, blessing the world through your willing and prepared consciousness.